And in this recording, we're going to look at lesson 4.06, geometric sequences and applications. So in this lesson, the key concept for a geometric series is when you're finding the sum of the terms of the geometric sequence. So to find the sum of the first term, you're going to use this formula right here, which is where the sum of the geometric sequence, which is a capital S, just like an arithmetic, you have the first term, that a sub 1, okay? You need a sub 1, you need the r, and you need the n. And you have the formula right here. We take the a sub 1 times 1 minus r raised to the n all over 1 minus r. So let me show you how to use this. All right, so this is just like question 1 on your quiz. So what is the sum of the first 8 terms? Well, you have to find your a sub 1, and that is negative 500. Your r is what you're multiplying by. Notice you're dividing by 10, so your r is 1/10. Then your n is going to be 8. So your 8, it means the first 8 terms. So plug it into your formula. Mama. So the sum of the first 8 terms is going to be equal to the first one, which is negative 500, times 1 minus your r, and that's 1/10, which is 1/10, raised to the 8th, all of that's on the top, all over 1 minus your r, and that's 1/10. Now, you can type this into your calculator, or you can type it into Desmos. Okay? Something like this, it'd probably be easier if you type it into Desmos, because you can delete things easier if you don't get it in there right. And make sure you get the parentheses. So you can actually type this into Desmos and it will give you your answer. Mama. So type it in there. Make sure you get negative 555.55555. Okay? So make sure you get those, make sure you get this number when you type in your formula, okay? Alright, so this one goes with question 2. What is the sum of the first 9 terms in this series? So first we need to find our 3 numbers. So your a sub 1, your first term is negative 3. R is what you're multiplying by. So notice you're multiplying by a negative 8 every time. Then your n is 9. So the sum of the first 9 terms is going to be the negative 3, which is your a sub 1. 1 minus negative 8. Make sure you use these parentheses. Raised to the 9 all over 1 minus negative 8. You can put this into Desmos exactly the way you see it. And you should get negative, this is a huge number, so I believe that's, you have this number right here. It's a huge number, but that is okay, because notice how big the 4th number is. So you can only imagine how big the 9th number is if you keep multiplying by negative 8. Okay? Alright, so again, use Desmos, type this in your calculator, and make sure you can get this number, okay? Let me know if you have any questions. Let's look at question 3. So in question 3, we need to find our a sub 1, which is 2. The r, and that's the number that you're multiplying by. It looks like we're multiplying by 3, and then n. Now, we don't exactly know how many numbers are right here in that dot, dot, dot. So we have to solve for that n. Okay? And to solve for it, we're going to use our a sub n formula. Okay? We need to find our we need to find the n. So use this a sub n formula right here. So we know that a sub n is equal to 486. Your first term is 2. We know our r is 3 raised to the n minus 1. So after you do that, you have to figure out 3 raised to what power? See, first we had to divide by 2, by the way. And then 3 raised to what power gives you 243? Well, that's 5. Then you take that 5. Once you get the same base, you can drop the bases. Then you take the 5 equal to n minus 1. You get n is equal to 6. Then you can plug in your formula. So the sum of the first 6 terms, okay, that means we have 6 terms here. The sum of the first 6 terms is going to be your first term, which is a 2, times 1 minus your r, that's a 3, raised to the 6th, all over, and again, use your parentheses. I almost forgot to put them there. 1 minus 3. Put that into your Desmos or your calculator, exactly the way you see it, and it should be equal to 728. Okay, so make sure you get this number in your calculator or in Desmos. All right, in this one, a bike rental company rented out 6 bikes on its first month. The number of bikes it rented doubled each month. All right, so the first month, where your a sub 1 is 6, it doubled. That means you're multiplying by 2. And we're trying to find the first 6 months, so we're going to add up the first 6 months. So I have all 3 numbers. I can plug it into my formula. So the sum of the first 6 months of bikes is going to be 6 times 1 minus the 2 raised to the 6th, all over 1 minus 2. So for the sum of the first 6 months is going to be 378 bikes. So it's 378 bikes. Here's your answer. So make sure you are using Desmos or your calculator. Let me know if you have any questions. We have one more after this. All right, so Sephoria drops a ball vertically from a height of 40 feet. So we know the first bounce is 40 feet, so it goes down 40, then it comes back up 20. Now we want to know how far does the ball travel after the 5th bounce. So that means it goes back down 20 right here, and then we have 10 and 10, then we have 5 and 5, then we have 2.5 and 2.5, and then it bounces back up. So half of 2.5 is going to be 1.25 by the 5th bounce. Okay, so then all you're going to do is add up all of those numbers. So you're going to take a 40 plus 20 plus 20. So I have 40 plus 220, so 20 plus 20 plus 10 plus 10 plus 5 plus 5 plus 2.5 plus 2.5 plus 1.25. So after the 5th bounce, it travels a total distance of 116.25 feet. Okay, so that is how far the ball bounces after the 5th bounce. So let me know if you have any questions.